small, hidden town at the edge of a forest lived a boy named Elias. Elias was different from other children. While they laughed, played, and shouted, Elias was quiet. He spent his evenings watching the clouds and his nights gazing at the stars. But there was something even more unusual about him. Elias had the gift of hearing forgotten dreams. Whenever people in the town let go of a dream, like becoming a painter, a traveler, or even a hero, the dream didn't just disappear. It drifted into the air, faint and fragile, like a soap bubble. Elias could see them floating, glowing softly, almost invisible to others. And instead of letting them vanish, Elias began to collect them. Elias lived with his grandmother in a small wooden house. In his tiny attic room, shelves lined the walls, each holding jars filled with glowing light. These were not ordinary jars. Each one contained a forgotten dream. A jar might hold a soft blue glow of a child's dream to learn the violin. Another might sparkle golden with the dream of a baker who once wished to sail the seas. Every night, Elias walked through the sleeping town with his small lantern. Whenever he saw a dream drifting alone, he carefully cupped it in his hands and placed it inside a jar. The forgotten dreams whispered softly, telling Elias their stories. Though they were no longer wanted, he kept them safe. But carrying so many forgotten dreams made Elias feel heavy. He wondered, why do people forget so easily? Why do they abandon the things they once loved? Sometimes, he wished he could return the dreams to their owners, but the townsfolk wouldn't recognize them anymore. They would shrug and say, "That was long ago," and turn away. So Elias kept collecting, night after night, until his attic glowed like a sky full of tiny captured stars. Still, he felt lonely, as if he carried the burden of an entire town's forgotten hopes. One evening, while following the silver trail of a dream near the forest, Elias met a girl sitting quietly under a tree. Her name was Mira. "What are you doing here?" Elias asked. "Nothing," she replied softly. "I don't dream anymore." Elias tilted his head. "Everyone has dreams." "Not me," Mira said. "I lost them a long time ago. Now, I just sit and wait for the days to pass." Elias' heart ached. For the first time, he wanted to share his secret. He opened his lantern and let Mira see the glowing dream inside. Her eyes widened. "What is that?" "A forgotten dream," Elias whispered. "I collect them so they're not lost forever." For the first time in years, Mira smiled. Mira began to walk with Elias at night, helping him find the glowing whispers of abandoned dreams. Together, they carried the jars back to his attic. But something surprising happened. One night, Elias handed Mira a jar filled with golden light. "This one belonged to you," he said gently. She held it carefully. As she opened the jar, the golden glow wrapped around her. Memories flooded back. The dream of painting skies, forests, and stars with colors only she could imagine. Her heart leapt. She had forgotten, but the dream had not forgotten her. Word spread slowly. People began to visit Elias' attic. They held the jars he offered, and when they opened them, long-forgotten feelings returned. The old baker remembered his dream of traveling the seas, so he built a small boat. A young woman remembered her dream of dancing, so she practiced again in the moonlight. Children laughed as they rediscovered dreams of adventure, magic, and wonder. The town, once quiet and gray, bloomed with color, music, and joy. Elias realized he was no longer just a collector. He was a giver of light. One evening, Mira asked, "Elias, you've given back so many dreams, but what about your own? Do you have one?" Elias paused. For so long, he had carried everyone else's forgotten dreams. He never thought about his own. Finally, he whispered, "My dream is to see a world where no dream is forgotten." Mira smiled. "Then let's make it real together." And under the starlit sky, Elias opened the windows of his attic. The jars glowed brighter than ever, sending beams of light across the land. The forgotten dreams were no longer forgotten. They became alive again, carried in the hearts of the people. Crescent moon moral of the story: dreams may fade, but they never truly die. Sometimes all it takes is someone to remind us to hold them safe and to return them when we are ready.